for the hottest ticket in Chatham-Kent, literally and figuratively. So started real soon here, Doc, if you're doing. Spencer Lar. Make sure you feel it, check your ears, be ready for that.
Hello, everybody. We have Spencer Moran with us. Let's hear it for him, guys. Woo! Okay, you know, we are here. We're broadcasting live, showing you all of our fans on the live stream. Tell me, how excited are you for today's game? I mean, you've got some great weather here.
Oh, plenty excited. It's a beautiful day. We have and have a great time.
And what do you think as, you know, being on the Barnstormers this season, what sets you guys apart as a team? What kind of synergy do you guys have out there when you're playing?
Oh, I mean, we came into the league. No one really expected much. We're kind of the underdogs. And we've come out, proved them wrong, and we're going to keep doing our best. We're playing hard, playing baseball, and sports play. And just have a good time out there.
Well, best of luck on today's day. Let's hear it, guys, for our local Barnstormers. All right. Good luck, okay?
Every family, every asset, every business we insure is a chapter in our story. We listen with open hearts, understanding that behind every insurance policy is a unique narrative. It's not just about numbers, it's about your dreams, your aspirations, your life. We take over your risks so you can live life to the fullest. Because we're not just some insurance people behind a desk, we are part of a community that has your back.
Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs. Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
From beginning, middle, and end, the personal touch is crucial. Your ideas are worth listening to, and they're probably the best way to go because you know your story, you know your family's story, you know what's going to work best for the gathering, the context, the space, the music, all of those kind of things. People are feeling like, oh, I have permission to do what we want for Dad. And we get to say, yeah, of course you do. This is your dad.
Fergie Jenkins Field on Tweedsmuir Avenue in Chatham, Ontario. Barnstormer baseball is back, and we are back after a couple weeks break in a 5-game road trip. The Barnstormers are back on home turf here in Fergie this afternoon. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Thank you for having us on. Mike Renier along with my broadcast partner Ed Myers, Wes and Brad McDonald, your producers this afternoon. Dan Dominguez, our statistician. And Ed, the 5-game road trip actually didn't do too bad for the Barnstormers, but it's nice to be back.
It is nice to be back, and the Barnstormers have been holding their own. Had a little trouble last night. Well, weren't able to hold their own last night, but overall they're in the middle of the pack, and I think they've had a very respectful season, inaugural season.
As the Guelph Royals win on their home turf last night, 9-0, Guelph beating the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. So Chatham-Kent looking for a little bit of revenge here this afternoon in front of another big crowd here at Fergie Jenkins Field. But coming into the afternoon, the Barnstormers must absolutely love where they are in the standings with a tie for 5th place. I don't think in the wildest dreams many people would have thought this late into the season, 10 games to go, that your first year of the Barnstormers would be tied for 5th.
Right in the middle of the pack, and if you look at the wins and losses, they're not far out of moving up as well. They're only a game or two behind moving up into 4th place. And I'm really excited for them. I think they continue to improve from what we have seen, and they have a couple new faces in the lineup, and we'll see how they fare today.
As right in front of the pitching mound right now, a nice little family embrace. You've got Brock and Derek Whitson. Derek is throwing out the first pitch here this afternoon, brother of Brock. And also Greg Kimball's got a bit of a tie-in with Derek Whitson.
Yeah, it's interesting that Derek and Greg are the same age and played baseball together when they were 12 years old. I talked to Greg's dad before the game and said they pitched and caught on the same team in Pee Wee baseball 12 years ago, or 13 years ago, I guess. It's interesting. Yeah, and threw a strike.
I was going to say. So now Derek's been unofficially signed to the pitching staff as that first pitch was right down the pike. And he gets the ceremonial opening pitch here. So a great moment. 13 years ago, they were teammates.
Yeah, and I'm thinking my math may be off. It says as 13-year-olds, they played. They were teammates. Yeah,
so maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah. I'm looking. I got this from Graham, Greg's dad, before the game, but that's more the case. So 13-year-old would be Pee Wee baseball, but yeah.
Pre-game show continues. We're getting closer to the opening pitch. IBL baseball, the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers and the Guelph Royals. We'll be back with more of the pre-game show from Fergie Jenkins Field coming up in a moment.
a ball game here this afternoon. And this is the kind of baseball night that just makes you feel good all over. This certainly was a Donnybrook here yesterday, and his earned run average is 3.85. He has given up 70 walks and 178 strikeouts. He has 25 home runs and 98 runs driven in. He's a right-hand hitter standing deep in the plate. The pitch swung on by Keene. Line shot to left field, base hit. Snyder over, drops it on the skip, fires it back in, and Keene is the base runner at first. Now here we go. Stepping in to lead off in the ball game will be young first base.
Back here at Fergie Jenkins Field in Chatham, Ontario, IBL Baseball. Mike Grenier along with Ed Myers. Glad you're here on this Sunday afternoon. Beautiful day. Once again, we've got a nice stretch of weather here at this park as the Barnstormers look to get back in the win column after a 9-0 win last night for the Guelph Royals. The back end of a home-and-home series as the managers hand over the lineup card. Stephen Gomes, your home plate umpire this afternoon. John Thompson's down at first. And Justin Van Horn, your third base umpire this afternoon. As we're just about 6 minutes to go from the opening pitch here at Fergie Jenkins Field. So not really the result we expected or really wanted last night for the Barnstormers, Ed, but in this sport, you've got to have a short memory and get right back at it. Again, Guelph's a very, very good baseball team, so this is a good measuring stick for Chatham-Kent.
Well, sure, for sure, if you are a baseball person, you should be resilient because you play a lot of games, and some days you look like you cannot be beat, and you turn around and can't play the next day, and that's the nature of the game.
It's summed up with two words. That's baseball.
That is exactly baseball.
That's the only way you can describe it. Guelph Royals in town for the back end of a home-and-home series, and looking at the standings, we only have 10 games left. This season has flown by. 10 games left for the Barnstormers. They're in 5th place. They're tied now with the Hamilton Cardinals, identical records at 14 and 18. So, again, a game like today is important for a number of reasons, and that measuring stick is going to be big because Guelph is certainly no slouch. They're still in the running to maybe get that top spot. It's kind of a long shot when you're in Guelph's spot 5 games back, but they still have aspirations for the top.
Yep, they got on the blocks really well this year, and they had some rainout problems, and I'm not sure they've got all the rainout games up yet.
No, there are 4 games less than Chatham-Kent.
Yeah, they had trouble. It seemed like they were rained out 2 or 3 times in a row early in the year, and but they are very formidable team, experienced team, and look forward to a good ball game this afternoon.
Starting lineups this afternoon for the Guelph Royals visiting here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Your leadoff hitter in a few minutes, about 6 minutes from now, will be Brandon LaRue. He's your shortstop for Guelph this afternoon. Connor Moreau is at second base and batting second. Batting third, J.D. Williams out in center field. Garrett Takamatsu, cleanup hitter, and he is batting third base defensively. Franklin Torres bats fifth for Guelph. He's your catcher this afternoon. Josh Garton, he is the big slugging left-hander at first base, batting sixth. Batting seventh out in right field is Ethan Hammond. Your designated hitter is Evan Ash, and Ashton Patterson batting ninth. And out in left field, starting pitcher for Guelph is Hector Yan. And if my memory is correct, this is the third game that we've seen against Guelph this year. I think Hector Yan's been a part of all 3 games.
I think so too. I don't have the stats in front of me, but yeah. It's been very effective.
So we'll see how they do against Yan this afternoon. Chatham-Kent for the Barnstormers. Your opening lineup, again, very familiar at the top. The leadoff spot is Spencer Marcus. He will be back in center field this afternoon. Anthony Polowick is your second baseman and batting second. Batting third, over at third base, it's Seth Strong. He'll be at the hot corner this afternoon. Braxton Haggett, your left fielder and cleanup hitter. He's fourth in this spot today. Trent Sillett bats fifth. He's at first base. Josh Williams, a recent pickup, and he made his Barnstormer debut on the road trip a couple of nights ago in Welland. He's your DH. And batting sixth, Brent Morans in right field, batting seventh. Sadler Goodwin making his Barnstormer debut. He's your shortstop this afternoon. And batting eighth and batting ninth, the catcher is Greg Campbell, and Cam O'Reilly, the starting pitcher this afternoon for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. And the last couple of home games anyway, we've seen some improvement with Cam O'Reilly, maybe a bit of a slow start with a lot of the players on this brand new team earlier in this season, but we've seen some nice improvement with Cam O'Reilly.
Cam O'Reilly is the poster child for the most improved pitcher that we saw along the way. He had some work to do on his mechanics. We mentioned when he was pitching, he was flying open and wasn't finishing his pitches. And the last two times we've seen him, he's getting through, finding the plate, working from at least even with the batters, it's mostly ahead of the batters, which is the whole secret to pitching. And hopefully he can continue that today.
So it should be a great pitching matchup this afternoon. Hector Yan for the Guelph Royals, Cam O'Reilly for the CK Barnstormers. Another great crowd on hand here at Fergie Jenkins Field. As we now go to field level, and public address announcer Jeff Hoffman, we get ready for O Canada.
Remarks today by Frederick Long. O Canada, our home and native. Far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Our land, glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard. We stand on guard. Oh,
Couple minutes away from the opening pitch here, IBL baseball from Fergie Jenkins Field in Chatham on Tweedsmuir. And it's Mike Renier along with Ed Myers and the rest of the crew here. Glad to have the opportunity to be back with you on this Sunday afternoon, 2 weeks after our last broadcast, a 5-game road trip that's come and gone for the Barnstormers. And just 10 games left. I believe only 4 of those 10 games are here at Fergie Jenkins Field, so it's certainly not going to be an easy wrap-up of the regular season for CK.
Yeah, a week from today, we will be playing the suspended game with London, which was suspended in the 6th inning with a downpour, 2 men on, I think no one out in the 6th inning, and that game will be played to its conclusion next Sunday afternoon at 1:35.
Did you and Chris make it back to your car fairly dry, or did you get soaked on your way?
Did not. It just kept raining and raining. We thought we were free and clear, but we're not. It kept raining that night. I don't know how much rain we got in a short period of time, but it washed out the ball diamond for sure. It was over in a few minutes.
And I know scheduling is certainly not an easy thing, no matter what level of baseball you're doing, but interesting that London will come down to play those last 4 innings here at Fergie Jenkins Field, and the following night they go right back up to London, Labatt Park, to have another game.
Yep, and I think that's life in the Intercounty League. When you play a league with 42 games and very, very few days. I'm not sure how many days the league is, but there's not much wiggle room for making up rainouts.
Cam O'Reilly, the starting pitcher this afternoon for the CK Barnstormers. Big left-hander getting ready to go. And coming into this afternoon's game, again, it's been a nice turnaround, as Ed mentioned a couple of minutes ago, for Cam. He's got a 9.64 ERA, which on the surface is not really a great number, but far better the last 2, 3, 4 starts. It looks like he's becoming a far different pitcher.
Yeah, he had spells of wildness early where he just could not find the plate, and again, he obviously had gone to work with Coach Rondon and his mechanics, and returned an improved guy over the last couple of games, and let's hope he continues.
31 Celsius, 88 Fahrenheit. Not a lot of humidity. It's almost non-factors, which is kind of nice here this afternoon. It's been a very humid summer, but right now 31 or 88. As we get ready for the first pitch from Cam O'Reilly, Guelph Royals and the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, and we are glad you are with us on this Sunday afternoon. Another fantastic crowd here at Fergie Jenkins Field as O'Reilly is ready. And the opening pitch of the game is a strike on the inside part of the plate at 1:36 this afternoon. There is a bit of a breeze, but it's just very light, very
It's
faint.
pleasant up here, actually, right now. We've been here when it hasn't been that pleasant.
Very windy otherwise. Next pitch is a little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike from O'Reilly. Brandon LaRue, leadoff hitter for the Royals. Playing shortstop defensively this afternoon. Here's the 1-1 pitch and skied into the outfield, left center field. And it will be center fielder camping under it, making the catch like he does many, many times this season. Spencer Marcus records the first out, 3 pitches in, and we are nicely underway.
Number 6, Connor Moore.
That'll bring up Connor Morrow, second baseman this afternoon for the Guelph Royals. Coming off a 9-0 win in their home turf last night against the Barnstormers. Cam O'Reilly off to a good start. 3 pitches in, 1 out. A lot of great batting averages on this Royals team this season. This one flies out of the hand of O'Reilly. Outside and high, ball 1.
Morrow's hitting .323, had a really solid year.
Still looking for his first round tripper of the season. And this one just misses the outside part of the plate. And O'Reilly falls behind the second hitter of the afternoon. 2 balls and no strikes. J.D. Williams and Garrett Takamatsu. A couple of batters in the lineup for Guelph. This one popped up. Might be playable along the near side. Here's Kemble. He's got some room, but he will give way to the first baseman this afternoon, Trent Sillett. And Sillett makes the catch and quickly 2 down.
That's the correct play, too. First baseman's coming toward the ball. Catcher, in all his gear, is backpedaling. It's the first baseman's call to call him off. He did. No damage. 1 more out.
So a fly out to center and a pop-up foul territory to first. And only about 5 pitches in here for Cam O'Reilly, so a very efficient start. Now we're getting into the meat of the order here in the lineup for the Royals of Guelph. J.D. Williams stepping in here. He is the center fielder this afternoon. And he's one of those 320-plus averages at the top of the lineup here.
323, same as Morrow. Yeah, they've got some very solid averages, batting averages in the lineup.
And this one in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to Williams. He's got some pop in that bat, too.
Yep.
5 home runs, 24 driven in. A very, very talented ball player here for Guelph, taking the next pitch outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Riley looks in. And the 2-0 delivery again is outside. And the first sign of control issues, but still very early. 3-0 count here on J.D. Williams. Garrett Takamatsu on deck. Here's O'Reilly. And the 3-0 is outside and high. It's a 4-pitch walk to J.D. Williams. So this will continue the first inning for Guelph. 1 on, 2 out. And the cleanup hitter will be Garrett Takamatsu, who is the third baseman this afternoon.
It's going over the lineup, Mike, and I think it's really good for both of us that we recognize some players. When we first started, we not only didn't know the visiting players, we weren't really familiar with the home players either. That was a while ago. We now are more familiar, and that makes it far more interesting.
It's the life of an expansion team coming in for the first time. Not really familiar with the players, umpires, coaches, anybody, but
players weren't on the Barnstormers weren't familiar with each other.
That's true, yeah. So it was certainly a learning curve. And at the start of that season, you really, I'm never going to learn so much, but yeah, it just kind of happens over the course of the season. A lot of familiar names and you know their tendencies as well. Early ahead of the count here is Cam O'Reilly on Takamatsu, and a swing gets a little piece of this one, a foul off. So after a 4-pitch walk, nice bounce back here for O'Reilly as he's ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes on the cleanup hitter for the Royals in Takamatsu. .287 average. And 3 home runs so far this season. He's driven in 20. And now a balk, I believe, is called on O'Reilly. So that was a quick call, I believe, from the home plate umpire, calling that balk against O'Reilly. So Williams is going to move up to second base.
Didn't see that one. Did he?
Will Flinch on the mound. And now runner in scoring position. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from O'Reilly. This one flies out of his hand outside and high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Couple of big innings offensively last night up in Guelph for the Royals. Second inning. And good pitching performance last night for Guelph. Just unable to get anything going offensively. Just not a good night in the office for CK. Trying to bounce back this afternoon. 1-2 pitch is fouled off in on the hands. And down the left field line. So this remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Garrett Takamatsu. Scoreless here early on this Sunday afternoon at Fergie Jenkins Field.
Caitlin Moran showed great speed going down the left field line.
It's keeping loose. Keeping loose down there.
Just sprinted down there.
2 strikes on Takamatsu. O'Reilly looks in. Quick look back at second. And the 1-2 pitch with the runner moving. Throw down to third just a little late. Nice throw down by Kemble, but a half a stride too late. And he swipes third base. So running out at third in a 2-2 count.
Stole on the pitcher, not the catcher. Didn't look him back.
Now even up 2 balls and 2 strikes. J.D. Williams at third. Game still looking for its first run on this Sunday afternoon. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and this one off the end of the bat, just foul. That one almost sneaking down that right field line and past Sillett, but just foul by the slimmest of margins, and we'll keep this at bat going for Takamatsu. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's like he hit it off the end of his bat there. It looked like it had that squirrely little spin on it.
Like a pool cue shot.
No chalk.
Good at bat here from Takamatsu, hanging in 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from O'Reilly. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Nice bounce back there from O'Reilly after the 4th pitch walk. No further damage. They strand a runner at third, and we go to the bottom of the first here at Fergie Jenkins Field. It is a scoreless tie between Guelph and CK. You're watching Barnstormers Baseball with our good friends at Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Welcome you back in here to Fergie Jenkins Field on this Sunday afternoon. It's Mike Renier along with Ed Myers. Scoreless in this bottom of the first here. Barnstormers now up. And Spencer Marcus with a big swing and a miss against Hector Yan, who have now seen 3 times this year between the Royals and the Barnstormers. Up ahead here on Marcus. Next pitch, just getting the outside part of the plate. As you might hear the crowd not terribly happy with that. No balls and 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter. And a .404 batting average coming into today's game for Spencer Marcus. A hit in last night's game. He gets a little piece of it on the hands and stays alive. No balls and 2 strikes. .404 average, 3 out of the park this year, and 19 RBIs for Spencer Marcus.
He has 114 at bats. It's amazing how you accumulate those over the season.
And this one high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's been a mainstay at the top of the order. I believe he's played all but a couple of games this season. This is his 28th game.
He had a hamstring pull at one time early.
1-2 pitch well outside. That one slips out of the hands of Yan. Evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marcus, Polowick, and Strong, your first 3 in the top of the order for the Barnstormers. And the 2-2 in on the hands. He muscles it into left field, but just foul. That one looked like it was maybe going to be extra bases and just curves over that line. Foul ball, but a nice muscle into left field into the hands.
Quick hands. He pulled his hands in and didn't get jammed. He got the meat of the bat on the ball and just foul.
11th game of the season, 11th appearance for Yan. 3.85 ERA, swing and a miss as he gets him to chase it low. And Marcus strikes out this bottom of the first inning. I'll bring up Anthony Polowick for the Barnstormers, second baseman this afternoon. Very respectable .274 batting average for Anthony coming into this at-bat. Driven in 11 runs. First pitch to him finds the plate. Nice first pitch. No balls and 1 strike on Polowick. Lefty versus lefty, the 0-1. Sent the other way, foul. And once again, Yan getting ahead of the count. Back-to-back hitters to start off his afternoon. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. This one again flying out of the hand. Well outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Polowick. Glad to have you here on this Sunday afternoon on the Barnstormer YouTube channel. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and reaching out and getting it off the end of the bat, fouling it off and staying alive is Polowick. Let us know where you're peering in on us this afternoon, wherever you're watching this in a beautiful CK Sunday afternoon. Let us know where you're watching from today. And ready. And another 1-2 pitch on the way. Just outside. Looked like the catcher was trying to frame that one nicely, and good job by Torres to maybe bring it back to the strike zone, but didn't fool the umpire. Stephen Gomes behind the plate. Yep, this afternoon. And ready. And the 2-2 pitch is, did he go? Yeah, he catcher dropped the ball, so the strikeout is recorded after the throw down to first. So that is a strikeout from Yan. 2 up and 2 down, both on strikeouts. Marcus, Polowick, and now that will bring up the Panda as Seth Strong trying to keep this bottom of the first inning alive for Chatham-Kent.
Anticipate hearing from the Panda's mom during the game. We usually hear from her in Ohio.
First pitch just gets the outside part of the plate. Ooh, fans didn't like that here at Fergie Jenkins Field.
We've been away from this for a while. I've been trying to find our friend in Nairn, Scotland, too, Ian, who's become a Barnstormer fan.
He just said hello.
Oh, did he?
And now here's a chopper to second. And over to first, it's a 1-2-3 inning. As Strong is retired, and so are the Barnstormers. 3 up, 3 down. We have played one complete here at Fergie Jenkins Field, and we are scoreless. Royals and Barnstormers back in just a moment with Barnstormer Baseball, presented by Canton Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Every family, every asset, every business we insure is a chapter in our story. We listen with open hearts, understanding that behind every insurance policy is a unique narrative. It's not just about numbers, it's about your dreams, your aspirations, your life. We take over your risks so you can live life to the fullest. Because we're not just some insurance people behind a desk, we are part of a community that has your back.
Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
From beginning, middle, and end, the personal touch is crucial. Your ideas are worth listening to, and they're probably the best way to go because you know your story, you know your family story, you know what's going to work best for the gathering, the context, the space, the music, all of those kind of things. People are feeling like, oh, I have permission to do what we want for Dad, and we get to say, yeah, of course you do. This is your dad.
Back here at Fergie Jenkins Field, we have played one inning, and we're still scoreless between the Guelph Royals and the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. It's Mike and Ed. Glad to have you back here on this Sunday afternoon. Another fantastic crowd at Fergie Jenkins Field. Cam O'Reilly back out for his second inning of work. It looks like he just keeps getting stronger as the year goes on, because that was a great opening inning for Cam. We'll face the 5, 6, 7 hitters. Franklin Torres, your catcher, now up for Guelph. He takes the first pitch, outside sliver of the plate. And O'Reilly getting ahead of yet another hitter. No balls and 1 strike. Torres, Garden, and Hammonds up for Guelph in this second inning. The Swan in the dirt, skips away from the catcher Kemble. 1 ball and 1 strike. Torres with a horrid batting average. He's on a tear at the plate. .435. Now, this is only his 6th game of the season, so a smaller sample size.
23 at-bats.
A great start for him. Limited time he's had in a Royals ball game this year. He's ahead of the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. So we've tracked down your buddy Ian McFinn.
Ian,
is with us this afternoon. The Highlands of Scotland.
Ian is very involved in the Nairn County Football Club, which apparently is not far from where he lives. His cousin Avril mentioned that to me this week. We're from Chatham, and that's the connection to the Barnstormers. He's also a Tiger fan, though.
Well, we won't hold that against him. You know, Tigers are better than my Blue Jays right now. 2-2 pitch, swing, and a miss. He struck him out. Nice off-speed pitch from O'Reilly. And his second strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts, going back to the end of the first inning. And you're getting through the meat of the order nicely here.
Good off-speed pitch. You really threw that nicely.
So Ian joining us from Scotland, which is probably around close to 8 o'clock local time in the evening. Love to know the weather out there. It's probably not, certainly not sunny and 31 Celsius right now over there. That's where it is here.
Nice here.
31 or 88. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's been a fantastic weekend with the weather here in southwestern Ontario. Here's big Josh Garton now up left-hander for the Royals. And first pitch swinging, ground ball to first. Here's Sillett, and he'll jog to first. That was a very efficient put out. One pitch and one out. Garden is retired. So 2 quick outs here. And that will bring up the right fielder, Ethan Hammond, strolling in here for the Guelph Royals.
Surprised to hear from people I know in town that probably have watched most games on our telecast, and I don't know if they've been out to games yet. I was talking to Eddie Webster this week, and he is one of our biggest followers. Hopefully I see Eddie out here one of these days. King Eddie.
Eddie, ckbarnstormers.com. Pick up your tickets. The best entertainment for the price. It's amazing. It's very, very affordable and a great time at the park. Here at Fergie Jenkins Field, ckbarnstormers.com. 1-0 on Hammond. Here's the follow-up pitch. Nice breaking ball right down the pike. 1 ball and 1 strike from O'Reilly.
I've said 2 or 3 times this summer, if you've been away for a year and just returned to Chatham and looked around at the ballpark, you think you'd be in the wrong facility. It's quite a change over a year ago.
Done a fantastic job, and you're not done tinkering yet. Some more plans for upgrades, I think, for year number 2 for the Barnstormers and this park.
Yeah, looks like they probably will need more seating, more permanent seating down the lines, and things have gone very well. A good fan base, there's no doubt about that.
Very into it. Game in and game out. 2-1 pitch, skied in the air, way up. We'll see if there's enough room here for Kemble. It goes back to the screen, and we can hear off the tin roof there was not enough room to bring that down. Foul ball.
Good observation, Ryer. Boom.
The top hitting analysis here for me. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty versus lefty. O'Reilly against Hammond. 2 out, top of the second, still scoreless. And a raucous crowd here in CK. O'Reilly ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And this is sent to right center field, splitting the outfielders, moving over and making the catch. Good speed, your center fielder, Spencer Marcus. 3 up, 3 down, go the Royals. And after an inning and a half, we're still scoreless. Come on back for the bottom of the second. We'll see you back in a moment. Presented by Canada Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. And 1 down quickly Early in this bottom of the second here at Fergie Jenkins Field, Braxton Haggett flying out to his counterpart out in left. A lazy fly ball that was tracked down by Ashton Patterson of the Guelph Royals. So quick start in this bottom of the second. Trent Sillett takes the first pitch just a little bit outside for ball one. Haggett, Sillett, Williams, newcomer, designated hitter. He's in the sixth hole for the Barnstormers this afternoon. He is waiting on deck. Here's the pitch to Sillett. That one misses as well. Two pitches very close. Look like strikes from here, but Barnstormers will take it. 2 balls and no strikes from Now the follow-up pitch, that's a bit high. So good patience here from your first baseman for the Barnstormers this afternoon, Trent Sillett. He's up in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Pitch from outside, ball 4. So there's a 4-pitch walk to Trent Sillett. And the Barnstormers' very first base runner of the afternoon. And that will bring up a newcomer. Recently signed the last few days, Josh Williams, the big left-hander, big 99. And he's got some pop in that bat.
That ain't Gretzky. It's number 99, Josh.
He's making his Barnstormer debut on that 5-game road trip. In Welland, he had pinch hitting duties late in that ball game. And Fergie Jenkins Field, the fans getting their first look at the powerful left-hander. First pitch outside and high. Ball 1 to Josh Williams, designated hitter in the number 6 spot this afternoon. Spencer Moran on deck. 1 on and 1 out in a scoreless ball game. Pitch from outside and low. Looks like he's trying to find his way all of a sudden. He had a very efficient first inning, and here in the second, a little bit of turbulence.
Yeah. Williams is a big guy. What is he's listed at about 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah, I think 6'3" is what I saw. Very tall and powerful left-handed hitter. Takes this one just outside. That was a close one. Didn't get the call. And Yan once again behind the second straight batter. 3 balls and no strikes. 7 straight pitches out of the strike zone. And we'll see if the powerful left-hander gets the green light or not. 3-0. Here's the pitch. That one high. Ball 4. Another 4-pitch walk. Last time Yan was here at Fergie Jenkins Field, struck out 5. He also had 5 walks, and he hit a batter. I believe that was 7 strikeouts. He pitched 5 innings. He struck out 7 and had some control issues there, too. So he can be a very dominating pitcher, but when he loses the strike zone...
He threw a lot of pitches, I recall that day.
He is a workhorse for sure. Bit of a mini jam right now. 2 Barnstormers on, 1 out, back-to-back walks. Just got word from Dan Dominguez, a huge home run for Dalton Varsho of the Blue Jays. We're going to mix in some Blue Jay talk. Mix in some Jays talk with your Tigers talk. We got to make it as 50-50 as we can.
Well, I got my buddy Ian there, too, who's also a Tiger fan, so we can balance it off.
Over in Scotland.
Yeah, he's the president and the only member of the Detroit Tiger Baseball Fan Club in Scotland.
In the entire country. Oh, it's quite exclusive. This one hits Spencer Moran in the back, and he sprints to first base. I think maybe that was 50-50. Energized that he gets a base, and he also wanted to maybe run off the pain of getting smacked in the back.
They hurt. You get stuck like that. There's no glancing blows.
He did not waste any time getting down the base path, though. So now, here we go. Walk, and hit batsman.
Usually that's when you hear from the dugout, don't rub it, and you're just trying to suck up the pain, right?
You breathe in.
Yeah.
You take your mind off it the best you can. Bases loaded full of Barnstormers. And just 1 out. And here we take our first look at Sadler Goodwin. who's now a Barnstormer, and he takes the first pitch in for a strike. He was one of the original signees back in the wintertime, and just some personal things couldn't mesh with being a Barnstormer until now.
Yeah, I think they've stayed in touch, and I'm not sure if he was playing some ball. And he agreed to come this week and finish out the season for the Barnstormers.
Might have been a work issue that he just couldn't work it out until now, but he is a Barnstormer, and here we go. Swing and a miss. He took a big cut on that one. And Sadler Goodwin, his Barnstormers debut in front of a great crowd here at Fergie Jenkins Field. He's behind at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded without a hit. And 1 out. 1-2 pitch. Slider inside, 2 inside.
Looked like he was going to take one for the team there. He sort of leaned toward the plate.
He wasn't going to be quick to get out of the way.
No.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch from Yan. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And a timely strikeout for Yan. So Sadler Goodwin's Barnstormer debut. A strikeout. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, catcher Greg Kimball. With a good opportunity. Bases loaded, 2 out. Still scoreless. And this one again inside. Again, Kimball wasn't spinning out very much, but this is him. But this is the strike zone by a large margin. 1 ball and no strikes. And ready, this one high. Brought down by Torres, but didn't work in the eyes of home plate umpire Stephen Gomes. 2 balls and no strikes. This one right down Broadway. Gunn finds the middle of the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike on Kimball. The start over Fukuda this afternoon. 147 average so far for Kimball this year. And pitch is outside. Ball 3 with nowhere to put him. 3 balls and 1 strike for Kimball. Also wanting to add to his RBI total. He's driven in 2 this season. Here we go. 3-1 pitch. Outside high. Ball 4. And the Barnstormers will get a run.
Make it 3. You got 3 RBIs, huh?
3 out. That's one way to do it. One of many ways as Trent Sillett comes in to score on the bases loaded walk. And the Barnstormers have the lead at 1-0. 3 walks in the inning, 1 hit by pitch. We have not seen a hit yet this afternoon by any team. 37 pitches for Yan. 1-0 lead for the Barnstormers. This one a chopper up the middle. Not an easy play at second. Scooped up and over to first. That is a ground out, and that will do it. Leaving the bases loaded. But the Barnstormers do hit the score sheet first on the bases loaded walk by Greg Campbell and have a 1-0 lead heading to the top of the 3rd. You're watching Barnstormer Baseball with Ken and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance. A rockin' Fergie Jenkins Field on this Sunday afternoon. Mike Renier along with Ed Myers. It is a 1-0 lead for the Barnstormers as we go to the top of the third inning. And a good start here for Cam O'Reilly on the mound for the Barnstormers. So we've talked about your buddy Ian McFinn. He's nicely watching and settled in from Scotland. Lori Strong, we found Seth's mom. She is nicely with us. I'm presuming in Ohio, in their home. So Lori's back with us. And it looks like Cam O'Reilly's mom, Carla, is also checking in too, rooting on her son. And she's got her son pitching well this afternoon.
He has pitched well. Hopefully he can continue. His mechanics look really solid, and so a lot of strikes.
Ida Renee also watching from Connecticut. And she's there for J.D. Williams, actually, of the Guelph Royals, center fielder for Guelph. So the Royals fans, thanks for appearing in this afternoon, too. Swinging a foul back as we're underway here at the top of the third inning. Evan Ash, a designated hitter, in the 8th position in the lineup for Guelph. 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Ash, Patterson, and then back to the top of the lineup for LaRue in this top of the third. 1-0 Chatham-Kent. Here's a pitch from O'Reilly, and this one does catch the inside part of the plate. Just the inside sliver gets the call from umpire Gomes behind the plate. So again, nicely ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Name of the game, getting ahead of the hitter as much as you can in the game, and good start for O'Reilly doing that.
It's never changed. That's baseball. If you're a pitcher, that's your number one most important.
Tricky hop to shortstop, but a good job by the newcomer Sadler Goodwin. He gets his first defensive put out of the season for the Barnstormers, for him anyway.
That lip again.
Yeah. We have some quirks here in the field at Fergie Jenkins Field. There's no denying that.
He just got a very smooth looking shortstop. Got rid of the ball very nicely. Looks very athletic. I was thinking about how versatile some of our players are, and going back to what we talked about earlier, most of these guys played shortstop or whatever when they were growing up. Even our first baseman, Phillip, probably. I wouldn't be afraid with hands like that. I'd play him anywhere in the infield. Shortstop, third base, left hand, right hand, doesn't really matter.
Very versatile.
Very good hands.
One out in the top of the third. And this one doesn't quite get the call. Cam O'Reilly. Ashton Patterson up at the plate. Left fielder, left-handed batter in the number 9 hole for Guelph this afternoon. Here's the pitch. That one just misses. Doesn't get the call. And that's ball 2. Patterson, and then we get back to the top of the lineup in Brandon LaRue. He's waiting on deck. One out here in the top of the third. Here's the pitch from O'Reilly, and this one spanked to center field, but right the center fielder, hardly having to move with Spencer Marcus. And he had no trouble at all. 2 outs this top of the third. Back to the top of the lineup, and Brandon LaRue now stepping in for Guelph. Speaking of flyouts to center field, that's what happened to LaRue. He sent one out to Marcus, tracked it down. Wasn't that easy of a fly ball that we just saw there, but Marcus able to retire LaRue to start off the ball game. 0 for 1 coming in, and pitch high and outside. Cam O'Reilly. Hard to believe, but we are still looking for the game's first base hit. It's 1-0 Chatham-Kent, thanks to 3 walks and a hit batter in the bottom of the second. There's a strike pumped in from O'Reilly. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You can tell he's getting down through the pitch now, because when he first was pitching, that ball would have been shoulder high. He's pulling the ball down, getting through the pitch, which is all the difference.
Right to the shortstop. A little lazy liner, and Sadler Goodwin with his second put out of the inning. Another 1, 2, 3 inning go the Guelph Royals. And to the bottom of the third inning we go here at Fergie Jenkins Field. A 1-0 lead for Chatham-Kent over Guelph. You're watching Barnstormer Baseball, presented by good friends at Kent Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Underway here in this bottom of the third inning at Fergie Jenkins Field. A 1-0 lead for the Barnstormers. The 2-3-4 hitters, Polowick, Strong, and Haggith for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Pitch is outside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Big hello to Sierra watching from London, Ontario. Just up to 4:01. So thanks for coming in here, Sierra, this afternoon. And now the other way into left field. A base hit for Anthony Polowick to get going here in this bottom of the third inning, as he strokes it the other way. So a nice start to this bottom of the third.
Polowick's been a solid performer all year. He makes the plays at second base. He moves the ball in critical situations, and he's had a solid performance when he's played.
Also watching from Southwest Ohio this afternoon, Martina, thanks for having us on. And California, James Bruford, the broadcast this afternoon. So all over North America, wherever you're watching. Thank you for having us on. The Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, the IBL. Chatham-Kent up 1-0. 1 on and nobody out. Seth Strong 0 for 1. Swan well outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And Yan has proven to be wild at times, certainly in that second inning. 3 walks, 1 hit batter. That produced the game's only run so far to 1-0 Chatham-Kent lead. Strong looking to maybe add to it here. Here's a mighty swing and a decent pitch to swing at.
I was just thinking they've been throwing the ball away from Strong since he's been become known in the league as a strong pull hitter. He's been receiving a steady diet of outside pitches. That one was more to the middle of the plate.
Outside. One away from Strong. 3 balls and 1 strike. The hitting infielder for the Barnstormers. Still above 330 with that batting average. And ready. Runner at first. And the 3-1 delivery is cut on and fouled off, getting just a piece of it. And it looks like that got a piece of the catcher as well, as Franklin Torres is down in a little bit of discomfort. And now he gives the thumb up against the training staff that was coming out. Now they have a bit of a laugh, so it looks like he's going to be okay. Just needs to sit for a minute.
Time is very important.
That's true. Well, luckily for
those
us,
situations.
First 2.5 innings have gone by pretty quickly. Only 45 minutes into this ball game. And we're in the bottom of the third. Nice hand from the crowd here at Fergie Jenkins Field.
So don't forget, too, that Mike's doesn't open till 4 on Sunday afternoons.
That's right.
So people are looking to get the telecast. I'm sure it'll be on at 4 o'clock if the game's still on.
You can wait in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Dial us up on your phone.
Yeah. Or drop it and watch us.
Great. Mike's Place, Queen Street in Chatham. Treating us very well all the time. 3-2 pitch outside. Ball 4, and Strong draws a walk. And again, 2 on. Nobody out for the Barnstormers. The most promising start to an inning so far here this afternoon from CK. We'll bring up Braxton Haggith for the second time this afternoon. He led off the second inning, flying out to left field. It was right after Haggith's at bat that the control problem started for Yan. 3 walks and a hit batter. The span of 5 batters overall. This one again way outside the slider. And that was a great job by the catcher Torres to not have that go to the backstop.
Our analytical friends will have difficulty with the guys having trouble finding the plate. 2 men on, nobody out. A left-handed batter. Do you have a bunt? The question, it used to be no question.
Right.
Yeah, and now it's you don't know. And it's a tough call, too. If you might walk him, why would you bunt?
Yeah.
That's what I say. You can play baseball like checkers, or you can play like chess.
Conversation at the mound now over between Yan and his catcher Franklin Torres.
Just did a little tally here, too. We have 5 left-handed batters in the lineup. With a hard-throwing lefty, it's tough.
That goes against the analytic crowd. 1 ball and no strike to Braxton Haggith. And that's low. 2 balls and no strikes. Strong walked. Anthony Polowick singled to start off this inning. Just the second, nobody out. 1-0 lead for the Barnstormers. Beautiful sunshine on this Sunday. And here's the ground ball in the hole, into right field. That's a base hit, and the Barnstormers will play it safe as Polowick will stop at third. And the Chatham-Kent squad with the bases loaded for the second straight inning. This time, though, nobody out. And here's Trent Sillett with a great opportunity to add on to his RBI total on the season. I think with his talents, it's kind of low to see his total at 5 RBIs on the season. Certainly a very valuable guy in the Barnstormers roster this afternoon. He's got a chance to certainly add to his 5 RBI total. Bases loaded, nobody out. Inside pitch, 2 balls and no strikes. 30 balls out of the strike zone out of 52 total pitches for Yan this afternoon. So 52 pitches, 30 of them out of the strike zone. Now this is punched the other way to first base. That is going to be ruled foul. That was close. I didn't know if Garten touched that in fair territory or not. But.
Well, and it looked like they had that juice, and it's the home plate umpire's call until the ball goes past first base. So they sort of were looking at each other. And finally, the home plate umpire, his hands up, indicated foul ball. But it had that spin away juice on it.
Sillett was certainly jammed on that one. Here is the next pitch, 2-1. That goes over our heads and foul.
Infield is definitely in. It's a good swing on something. Could score a couple of runs, or a sacrifice fly will be fine too.
Sillett walked his first time up. Here's the pitch in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher. They're going to try and score from third, and they do. Polowick scores, and the Barnstormers lead it 2-0 on a wild pitch from Yan.
I don't know where the catcher disappeared to.
He went under our sight.
Yeah. The distance from home plate to the backstop here is not huge. He got a good jump going back for it, but we lost track of what happened.
So that Rube moves the other runners up second and third now. Strong at third, Haggith at second. Still nobody out, and 3-2 count here on Trent Sillett. High and inside, ball for another walk. And once again, bases loaded of Barnstormers, and still nobody out. A single, a walk, a single, and a walk. And that will bring up newcomer Josh Williams. He had made his Barnstormer debut on the road trip in Welland a couple of nights ago. He drew a walk back in that second inning. That yielded 1 run. Williams to the bases loaded. Nobody out. Pitch outside and high. Ball 1.
Got some action in the bullpen for the Guelph.
Swing and a miss. That one was a mighty big swing. I'm sure for Williams, he's looking at the field house and thinking Reese Montgomery in the pen, as you were mentioning it, warming up for Guelph. And this one the other way. Good smack there for batter Williams. Fouls it off the other way. Now it's Yan ahead of the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's hard to plate now because I can see a sweeping slider coming across the plate.
Swing and a miss, an off-speed pitch. Like Yan took something off of that and fooled Williams. He strikes out for the very first out in this bottom of the third here for Chatham-Kent. Spencer Moran strides to the plate. He's introduced by public address announcer Jeff Hoffman here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Right fielder this afternoon for the Barnstormers. First pitch to him finds the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Bases full of Barnstormers. 1 run already in here in a 2-0 Chatham-Kent lead. Outside and high, evens up the count of 1 ball and 1 strikes from Yan. He's certainly been battling his control issues. You'd think it might be a little bit worse in a 2-0 game, but see how the rest of this inning plays out. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one fouled off the other way. And Spencer Moran now behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
We need a pinch runner down the way in the game. His brother certainly is a candidate to come in after his sprint down the left field line for the foul ball in the first inning. I'm not sure what that was about, but he
just needed some more reps. This one, does it catch him? Yes, it catches the right arm, I believe, of Spencer Marcus. So another hit by pitch, and another run comes in for the Barnstormers. And Seth Strong will provide the 3rd run of the afternoon for the Barnstormers. 6th time he has been hit by a pitch this season. And that's not even the biggest number I see here. Robert Mackey, not in the lineup again this afternoon. He has been hit 9 times this season.
Stays in there.
Now I believe that's the second highest in terms of being hit by a pitch. 6 times for Spencer Moran. So he draws an RBI the hard way, and that's going to do it for Yan this afternoon. He pitches 2 innings in a 3rd, and he leaves with a 3-0 deficit. And that's going to bring up Reese Montgomery. He'll get the chance to come into this ball game here. And this will be his 10th appearance for the Guelph Royals. Pretty good numbers, 3.73 ERA for Montgomery. And his control does not seem to be an issue. 15 strikeouts, just 5 walks. So the tall left-hander comes in to relieve Yan. 3-0 lead for Chatham-Kent. 2 of the runs coming up in the bottom of the 3rd. And again, just the control was the undoing for Yan. He's certainly a power pitcher for the Guelph Royals. He's an imposing figure on the mound, but when you get him in an afternoon where he just can't find that strike zone, like today, you can find him in trouble.
And I'd say the most frustrating thing for a pitcher, any of you people out there who pitched and you can't find the plate, you can't find the plate. And, the only advice you can give a person like that is throw strikes. And that's easier said than done. And when you lose it, it's really hard to get back on course.
So Montgomery, left-hander in now for the Royals on the mounds. Hello to Nick, tuning in this afternoon from Fergus, Ontario. Of course, a fan of the Royals of Guelph. So Nick, thanks for tuning in here.
Used to go to a restaurant in Fergus called Ferguson's of Fergus. I wonder if that's still there.
Anybody, if Nick can tell us, maybe it's still there. So thanks to Nick for being on here. Royals fan in from London, Ontario. Met some of the Barnstormers fans last night in Guelph. Great people with great dedication for their team. Glad to see Chatham with a team finally. That's very nice words. Thanks for tuning in. And Renee saying that we're doing an okay job. Well, she said great. I think we're doing a pretty good job up here. So thank you very much, Renee, for the nice words. Shannon tuning in this afternoon. And our very own Chris McLeod also peering in a little bit. He's joining us from wherever he's joining us today. Chris will have the duties on play-by-play, I believe, the next 3 games. Getting out of town for a little bit. I'll be back for the season finale.
And hopefully the playoffs.
And hopefully some playoff time for sure. So Chris McLeod will be on the mic for the next 2 or 3 games here in Fergie Jenkins Field, along with Ed Myers and the great crew behind the scenes. Second to none behind the camera, Wes and Brad. Dan Dominguez, our statistician. 1-1 on Sadler Goodwin. There's a pitch low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Reese Montgomery, the left-hander, with not a great task here. Coming in with 1 out, but the base is loaded. 2 runs already in here from Chatham-Kent. Sadler Goodwin making his Barnstormer debut this afternoon. A 2-1 count, a swing and a miss, a changeup. And Montgomery took something off that pitch to ruin the timing of Goodwin, who struck out in his Barnstormer debut last inning in the second. 3-0 lead for CK. 2-2 pitch. This one skied in the air to shallow right field. Going out the second baseman, coming in the right fielder. Who wants it? Nobody. It's dropped.
Called an infield fly, I think.
And an infield fly was the call.
Second baseman had turned around, which indicates you can call the infield fly.
The run still does come in.
Advance at your own risk.
For the Barnstormers, it worked that time. So the out recorded on the infield fly. And it's a 4-0 lead for Chatham-Kent, so maybe a little bit of miscommunication. Maybe the sun played a little bit of tricks on both the second baseman and the right fielder. Second baseman Morrow going out, and Hammond in right field coming in. And just from the get-go, it didn't look like either one was.
Yeah, I saw the umpire, and he made the right call. As soon as the second baseman was able to turn around and face the infield, that's an infield fly call. But he got away from him at that point in time.
Well, here's Greg Kimball with runners at the corners now. And gets the call on the outside corner. Good framing job there from Franklin Torres to pull that one back in and get the call from home plate umpire Stephen Gomes. John Thompson umpired first. Justin Van Horn at third this afternoon. And this one punched off the end of the bat the other way. Foul, 0-2.
Choke up on that bat and spread his stance a little bit and protect the plate.
Reese Montgomery, the second pitcher of the afternoon for Guelph. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, fair bit outside. Still gets the mark of encouragement from his catcher, Franklin Torres. Kemble, a bases loaded walk his last time up in the second. 2 on, 2 out. It's the 1-2 for Montgomery. A swing and a miss. Gets away from the catcher, but he tags the batter, and the inning is done. But a good one for the Barnstormers. They score 3 runs at the bottom of the third, and they take a 4-0 lead to inning number 4. Back in a moment with our good friends at Canada Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Top of the fourth here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Mike Renier along with Ed Myers, Wes, and Brad McDonald, your producers. And Dan Dominguez, our statistician this afternoon. Whole crew is with us. Minus Chris McLeod, who is watching at home right now this afternoon. He'll be on the broadcast next 2 or 3 games. In a good game here for the Barnstormers. A 4-0 lead as we go to the top of the fourth inning. Also, hello to Jeff McLeod, who's a Royal supporter. They say, let's go Royal. So, Jeff, thanks for appearing in this afternoon. Your buddy Ian over in Skyline, he still says the infield fly rule confuses him.
I have to sit down for a while and try to explain that one.
Well, that's what. So then Avril was watching. She said, I'll explain it to you over several beers.
Okay. It will take several.
And nice breaking ball in for strike number one, pumped in by Cam O'Reilly, his fourth inning of work. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Guelph, Morrow, Williams, and Takamatsu. Morrow popped up to first base and seal it first time up in the first inning. And this one smacked to center field. Again, just going back about 3 strides. He needs a catch for Spencer Marcus.
Well, the whole reason for the infield fly rule is to prevent people in a situation where the bases are loaded of intentionally dropping a fly ball and then getting a double play. And so that's the intent. It's varied over the years, but the umpire, if they feel that an infielder has the ability to catch any fly ball, whether he's in the outfield or the infield, he calls infield fly. Runners out. As soon as the ball is touched or not touched, runners can advance at their own risk at that point, which Haggett did in that situation from third base.
So, Ian, there's your explanation from Ed Myers. And that will cheat you out of beers, apparently. You don't need them. An offer from Avril.
Clear like mud, right?
But you explained it well. Nice movement on that pitch from O'Reilly. He's head of the count. As J.D. Williams, number 3 hitter in the center fielder for Guelph. One out, nobody on. And this pitch goes just a little bit low to J.D. Williams. Only one at bat so far from Williams. He walked back in the first inning. And Garrett Takamatsu on deck.
It's a long bottom of the third, time-wise.
It's because we mentioned it. We jinxed it, how quickly the game was going. Here's a pop-up to the catcher, Kimball. And 2 out as Williams pops up.
Craig played that well. Turned, found the ball, let the ball come to him. And I always mentioned before, when you hit a fly ball behind the plate, it's like hitting a 9-iron or a wedge. The ball is going, it has backspin, and it'll reach its peak. It'll start coming back to the catcher. You watch some catchers who aren't aware of that. They are backpedaling, and the ball will fall over their head, and they'll fall too. Got to wait for the ball to come back to you.
It's Garrett Takamatsu for Guelph, cleanup hitter. And first pitch just a little bit high from Cam O'Reilly. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the fourth, and a 4-0 lead for CK.
It's quite a turnaround for these teams. I talked to a couple of the coaches before the game. They got in at 1:30 last night back from Guelph. So it's quite a turnaround, home and home. Guelph to Chatham and back.
Didn't see what time the game ended in Guelph last night, but that's another probably 2.5 hour drive, at least 2
3,
hours.
Yeah. I always figure 2 hours and 15 to Kitchener and whatever you can make in Guelph. After that,
Ray Hopper is set strong at third. Across the diamond, inning over. 3 up, 3 down inning for Cam O'Reilly. 4 stellar innings on the mound for Cam O'Reilly and the Barnstormers. As we go to the bottom of the fourth here at Fergie Field, it's 4-0 CK. You're watching Barnstormer Baseball with Ken at Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. back to the top of the order for the Barnstormers. Bottom 4-0 for Chatham-Kent. And Reese Montgomery back for another inning of work. And first pitch swinging. Nice backhand at third base across the diamond. One pitch. And one out to Spencer Marcus. Grounds out. Nice job by Takamatsu at the hot corner. So far, 0 for 3 for Spencer Marcus on this afternoon. Now Anthony Polowick will come up here for the Barnstormers. Final tally from the starter, Yan for Guelph, 2 1/3, giving up 3 earned runs, 4 runs overall. A couple of hits, but 5 walks did him in, and 2 hit by pitch batters, striking out 4. That's his line over 2 1/3 now. It's Montgomery, and now a liner to shorts, and caught on the shoestrings. So a line out for Polowick. So far, a very economical inning here for Reese Montgomery.
The Panda can get something started here. It's noticeable that they're really throwing him down and away. He's not getting a lot of pitches to hit.
Strong walked his last time up, last inning in the third. He also grounded out to second base. And he skies this one to center field. Hit really well. Going
Just
back.
got one.
And it is gone! Home run to center field. Dead center for the Panda. And it's a 5-0 lead for the Barnstormers as he puts a charge into it. And when you go a couple games without having a home run when you're Seth Strong, it's like, what's wrong? What's going on? His drought is now over.
Came down in and into him, and that was mistake number 1. And we haven't seen a home run between the goalposts lately. Remember, early in the year, every home run went between those 2 trees in center field. We haven't seen much of that lately.
He found it. He was pretty much right between those trees. And extends the CK lead. The Barnstormers up 5-0. And that will extend the inning for Braxton Haggith, who takes his first pitch low. Ball 1. Mom Laurie peering in this afternoon. Hi to her in Ohio. Low and outside to Braxton Haggith. Ed Dennis Schultz says he hit the 402 in Kitchener this morning, landed at Fergie's at 11:45, and directed the Royals bus to the odd. Did you mean the 401 in Kitchener?
I would think so.
Yeah, 402 doesn't quite go that way. That's our buddy Dennis Schultz commenting this afternoon. This one low, and that's a 4-pitch walk to Braxton Haggith as the inning continues yet again. So 2 quick outs for Reese Montgomery to begin this bottom of the 4th, but a center field home run for Strong, and now a walk to Haggith on 4 pitches. And Trent Sillett coming up here now.
Braxton had a heads-up play last inning, too, on the infield fly call. When as soon as the ball hit the ground, he was on third base. He took off for home, scored. Big heads-up play.
First pitch outside to Trent Sillett. 0 for 0, his line this afternoon. 2 walks for Sillett. Here's the ball 1 pitch. This one skied foul along the right-hand side, well out of play. 2 runs scored this afternoon, too, for first baseman Sillett for the Barnstormers this afternoon.
His average has slid lately. He's hitting 205 now. His average was up around 300 for the first part of the year.
One and one on Sillett. That one outside. With that home run, Seth Strong is now tied for 13th for home runs in a season, all time in the IBL. So that big home run for Seth Strong was number 14 on the campaign. Great season for the infielder for the Barnstormers in the inaugural season of the team. This one line foul just past the Barnstormers dugout. And hanging in there nicely, Trent Sillett. Runner at first, that is Haggith after he walked. Right after Seth Strong's long home run to center field. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Sillett. And newcomer Josh Williams waiting on deck, hoping to get a turn here in this bottom of the 4th. Here's a pitch from Montgomery. This goes inside. That will hit the foot of Sillett. And so he will take first base in the carousel of runners getting on here with 2 out for the Barnstormers continues. So another hit by pitch. This time getting I believe the left foot of Trent Sillett, so he'll jog down there. And the 3rd time a Guelph pitcher has hit a batter. And for the 3rd time tonight, or this afternoon I should say, it is Josh Williams, your designated hitter for the Barnstormers.
See if this big fella can lean into one.
He's got the power. He's walked, and he has struck out. And this one in on the hands, jam. This is a shallow left. This is trouble, and it will fall in for a hit in front of left fielder. 1 run scores, and Williams has his first hit as a Barnstormer. It's an RBI single, cashing in Haggith. And welcome to CK Josh Williams. He adds to the lead, 6-0 Barnstormers. That was a little excuse me, thank you very much, RBI single.
And we've talked all year about our asymmetrical diamond. There's a lot of room in left field. And with the left-handed batter, the left fielder basically is playing in front of the scoreboard in the left center field. He came miles for that ball, and he still couldn't catch up to it.
Inning continues. Spencer Moran, right fielder for Chatham-Kent. He swings at the first pitch. He'll also send it to left field. Wind playing a little trick with the ball, but catching up to it, settling in is Patterson. He will make the catch to end the inning. But another good inning here for Chatham-Kent. Bottom of the 4th, they score 2 more, and it's a 6-0 Barnstormer lead as we go to inning number 5. Back in just a moment from Fergie Field, presented by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
We're the most unique looking funeral home in the area. For some people, there's still misconceptions that perhaps we're just cremation, but it's very much the other way. We offer everything.
We do full service for funerals, and it's just not going to cost you as much. We've tried to pare down as much as we can and offer savings to our families so they can celebrate loved ones in the way that they're comfortable with and just do it more economically for them.
Back here at Fergie Jenkins Field on this beautiful Sunday, and glad you're here wherever you're peering in this afternoon. Mike Grenier along with Ed Myers in a 6-0 lead for the Barnstormers as we go to inning number 5. And it's been a great opening 4 innings here for Cam O'Reilly as he just keeps getting better and better as this year goes on. And as we're making a playoff push here in CK for the first year in existence, it's good to see that the pitching depth is getting better game by game.
We have 2 lefties that have pitched well as starters, Pettipies and O'Reilly. And once you get into the playoffs, we've not been in the playoff scene before, but I think you play a lot of games in a short period of time. You need good starting pitching.
will be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Guelph Royals in this 5th inning. Torres, Garten, and Hammond against O'Reilly. And first pitch inside and low, well in the dirt on Franklin Torres. Only one at bat so far for Torres this afternoon. He struck out to begin the 2nd inning. Certainly a dangerous middle part of the order. 1-0 pitch. And that one just a bit outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Busy day in the IBL, a full slate of games. 3 other games going on out of town that we'll keep an eye on as we roll through the afternoon. And this one, a sharp hit to shortstop. Nice scoop at short and over to first. Nice play by Sadler Goodwin. And a strong throw over to Sillett at first. He had to stay this one, and we've mentioned a number of times the infield can play tricks on here at Fergie Jenkins Field.
He stayed down on it, the age-old, he short-hopped it. Yes, very smooth. Came up with the ball, threw it in one motion, and good move by a shortstop.
Here's Josh Garten. And takes the first one in for a strike. He didn't agree with that one. Heard the strike call from the ump and immediately turned back and said, no. But strike one against the powerful left-hander. Josh Garten at first base defensively. And this one will plunk him. So he'll take first base.
They sure don't call that. If there's no attempt made to get out of the way of the pitch, it's supposed to be a no pitch. But that's never been called. You just sort of take it and go to first base.
That's what Garten did. So just the second base runner, if I'm correct here, just the second base run of the entire afternoon for Guelph. The hit by pitch for Garten there, and just a walk to J.D. Williams in the 1st inning. That's it for base runners for Guelph. 1 on, 1 out. Here's Ethan Hammond. Another lefty versus lefty situation. Garten's moving. Here's a throw to second. Just a little bit late on the throw. That was very close. But a stolen base for Josh Garten will put him in his scoring position. But a nice throw from Kemble at short. That was right on target. Just a half a stride late.
Garten still has good wheels. No trouble getting down there.
Powerful hitter, and yeah, some pretty good speed. So he is at second. 1 out. And right fielder Ethan Hammond at the plate. Here's a pitch from O'Reilly. This one in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Out of town in Kitchener, the Welland Jackfish have an early lead. Last check, it was 4-2 for Welland over the Panthers. Just getting underway recently. London's in Toronto, and Brantford's in Hamilton with an early lead for Brantford. There's a strike on the outside corner. Brantford and Hamilton up 2-0 early in that one. So a full slate of games. Keep an eye on the out-of-town scores through the afternoon. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Hammond. Evan Ash, the designated hitter, waiting on deck. 1 out, top of the 5th. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and this one over the batter's head and all the way to the backstop. And that is going to be a wild pitch, and that's going to send Garten to third base. That one, I think, just slipped out of the old hand.
Yep, it happens sometimes. Bear down and get back in it.
Taking his time looking in, getting the sign is Cam O'Reilly. Ready with the 2-2 pitch. This one in the dirt. And good patience here for Hammond as he has worked the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Garten a hit by pitch, able to steal second. And he's moved up to third on the wild pitch. 3-2, and this one sent the other way to left center field. Haggith moves back a couple of strides. He makes the catch, and this will be a sacrifice fly as Garden comes in to score. And the Guelph Royals are on the board for the first time this afternoon. It's now a 6-1 lead for the Barnstormers.
He didn't have a chance on that. The ball was hit just enough where he had to start backpedaling, and he couldn't get anything on the throw. It's pretty much a guaranteed sacrifice fly.
When you enjoy a 6-0 lead, you're fine to get that lazy fly ball out.
Yep.
Now you got 2 outs in the inning, and you have the bases empty. As Evan Ash, the designated hitter, now up for Guelph. First pitch to him, a ground ball to third. Here's Seth Strong, long throw over, and a bouncer, but a nice dig out at first by Sillett. Yeah, nice defense on either corner. A 5-3 putout. We have played 4.5 here at Fergie Jenkins Field. The Barnstormers lead it 6-1 over Guelph. Back in a moment, and it's brought to you by Canada Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Everybody, welcome back to Barnstormers Live. I'm here to introduce to you Lulu. Hello, Lulu. You got anything to say to the audience? Oh, wow. See, Lulu here is part of Bark in the Park here at the park today, and we are celebrating our little four-legged friends here. How do you feel about that? Really? All right, well, thank you very much, everybody. This is Lulu, and we're going to send it back to the boys in the booth. Good girl. You did a good job.
Bottom 5 here at Fergie Jenkins Field in Chatham. A 6-1 lead for the Barnstormers. Sadler Goodwin, Greg Kemble, and Spencer Marcus due up for the Barnstormers. 8, 9, and 1 hitters. And the strike one pitch lined into left field. A base hit for Sadler Goodwin. And that is his first hit as a Barnstormer, as he is finally with the team. And he's on base for the first time.
Just commenting on his play at shortstop. He's very smooth, very rangy, and a good arm. And gets rid of the ball really quickly.
Now let's see Greg Campbell's first home run. Number 10.
Here's the catcher, Greg Kemble, up for the third time this afternoon. And his first pitch, right down the middle, strike one. He had an RBI walk, bases loaded walk, his first time up in the second, and struck out the last time up in the third inning. 1 on and nobody out in a 6-1 Chatham-Kent lead. Montgomery back out on the bump for the Royals. Slider goes inside and low.
In the good old days, before analytics took over, this would be a no-brainer call. You get the runner advance to second base, sacrifice bunt, be 1 out. But we don't do that anymore.
Look over from Montgomery, pitches outside. I have a feeling you could go off for about 2 hours on a diatribe. If I just said, Ed Myers, analytics, go.
You could go for a while. Yeah.
I could go for a sandwich and a drink.
It's changed the nature of the game for sure.
Off the end of the bat, fouled off by Kemble. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Greg's had some difficulty with the hitting, and I know he can bunt.
Extremely low chance of that now with a 2 balls and 2 strikes count. Goodwin on first. Bottom 5. And the pitch sails outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Reese Montgomery, second pitcher of the afternoon. 2 1/3 innings from Hector Yan, the starting pitcher. And Montgomery's been in ever since. 3-2 count on Kemble. Pitch is slapped foul. Nice protection of the strike zone from Greg Kemble. And he stays up there, number 9 hitter for the Barnstormers. We're back to the top of the lineup. Spencer Marcus on deck. Beautiful, beautiful day here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Great crowd. Pitch is low. Ball 4. And Kemble draws his second walk of the afternoon.
You see where the Cubs acquired Isaac Paredes from the Rays, the former Tiger.
Okay.
The action is starting to occur in Major League Baseball with the trade deadline coming up on Tuesday.
Blue Jays have already been pretty active. 3 fairly moderate trades in the last couple of days. Some key pieces moving on. And a lot of eyes are on Tarek Skubal of the Tigers to see if he's going to go anywhere. Now here's a liner to right field. It's deep. It is gone! Home run! Spencer Marcus, a 3-run shot the other way to right field. And he blows the game wide open. Marcus makes it 9-1 Chatham-Kent.
That was quick.
It was. First pitch swinging. He saw something he really liked and sent it a long way the other way over the right field fence. 9-1 CK with the lead. His 4th home run of the campaign. Give him 22 RBIs now.
And I wouldn't have had him bunt either, in case you could ask.
You're okay with how that played out?
I'd have him swing.
And swing he did, a 3-run shot. Now a chopper to second, a 4-3 putout off the bat of Anthony Polowick. That's the first out of this bottom of the 5th inning. So the first, was it the first inning and a half? Went by pretty quick here. And the last 2.5 is taking some time.
Yeah.
But on the view of the Barnstormers, if you're a CK fan, you're okay with it.
You've got time well invested. Yes.
You've got a 9-1 lead on really a fantastic ball club out of Guelph, having another great year. And a 9-0 win for Guelph last night. Barnstormers trying to return the favor in equal or greater fashion here on their home turf. Starting out well, bottom 5, 9-1 CK. Seth Strong takes this next pitch. A slider goes too far outside. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 9 runs, 6 hits for the Barnstormers, no errors. 1 run and 1 error for the Guelph Royals. And another shot the other way from Strong to the left fielder of the Guelph Royals. Camping under it, making the catch is Ashton Patterson. So that's the second out of the 5th inning. And that will bring up Braxton Hageth with 2 outs. And nobody on, but 3 runs in here for CK and the 3-run bomb from Marcus. We've seen a couple of 2-out rallies here already this afternoon for the Barnstormers.
Hageth is hitting 281, but he has 24 RBIs. He's been very opportunistic when it comes to men on base.
Doesn't have anybody on base at the moment. And now he will have a 2-3 hopper to second base. A little bit of a stumble by the second baseman, but he just gets to the throwaway in time. And Morrow able to get the put out over to first base. But a 3-run home run from Spencer Marcus and a 9-1 lead for the Barnstormers over the Royals as we have played 5 complete. We'll have to inning number 6 in a moment, and we'll be with you in about 2 minutes from now. Presented by Canada Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Every family, every asset, every business we insure is a chapter in our story. We listen with open hearts, understanding that behind every insurance policy is a unique narrative. It's not just about numbers, it's about your dreams, your aspirations, your life. We take over your risks so you can live life to the fullest. Because we're not just some insurance people behind a desk, we are part of a community that has your back.
Top 6 here at Fergie Jenkins Field on Tweedsmuir Abbey in Chatham. Mike Renier along with Ed Myers, and a big showing for the Barnstormers this afternoon. 9-1, they lead the Guelph Royals. And what a great pitching performance. That might be understating it here. For Cam O'Reilly, back to his 6th inning of work. And this one, a little bit of chin music there on Ashton Patterson, the number 9 hitter. 9-1-2 for Guelph, Patterson, LaRue, and Morrow. And this one trails a bit outside, 2 balls and no strikes on Patterson, who's been up once, flew out to center field. This one again inside. That looked to be about 1.5 inches away from the face of Patterson.
Lean back at the last minute.
3 balls and no strikes on Ashton Patterson. And we do have some action in the pen here for CK. Aiden Ryan getting warmed up. And a nice strike on a 3-0 pitch from O'Reilly. So 64 pitches in for O'Reilly. Aiden Ryan at least getting ready, getting loose in the Barnstormer pen. 3-1 pitch, and that one go off the bat, yeah. Got off the handle, I guess, on his hands.
Didn't hear anything, but it must have gone off the bat.
Bit of a break there for O'Reilly and the Barnstormers. Now the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Only 1 hit by pitch and 1 walk. That's it in terms of the offense for the Royals so far this afternoon. 5 innings complete. And a 3-2 pitch is skied in the air, right-hand side on the infield. Here's Trent Sillett in foul territory. He'll make the catch. 1 up and 1 down, top of the 6th. Still under 70 pitches. So here for the 6th inning, and you've thrown less than 70 pitches in any level of baseball. That's fantastic.
And the good thing, too, in that last batter, he came back from 3-0 and threw 3 strikes.
Mm-hmm. His control has certainly been top shelf here this afternoon, and now timeout.
Here, Amir.
Five and a third innings pitched here, and that's quick conversation at the mound.
He was checking on his arm, maybe.
Okay, yeah. So everything's fine.
There's nothing charged.
that was a quick walk out there, and that was really a quick, hey, I'm fine, don't worry about me, I'm good from O'Reilly. So 5 1/3 and still very, very strong. He shakes off any notion of fatigue or injury. And this one low and inside for ball 1.
Well, in the history of baseball, I don't know many pitchers that say, take me out.
Yeah, you know what?
No.
I have had enough. It doesn't happen too much.
They got other plans.
This one in the dirt gets away from the catcher, Kemble. Brandon LaRue, leadoff hitter for the Guelph Royals, up for the 3rd time this afternoon. He's flown out to center and popped up to short. And the 2-0 smack to left field, and that is foul. Trails foul by a couple feet. 2 balls and 1 strike. Healthy 9-1 lead here for the Barnstormers. Brandon LaRue, Connor Moreau on deck. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That is in the dirt. And O'Reilly finds himself behind 3 balls and 1 strike on Connor Moreau. J.D. Williams waiting on deck. Barnstormers have scored in every inning except the first. 3-1 pitch skied in the air to right field. Fairly deep, but this will stay in the park. And making the catch out in right field, Spencer Moran, just a little bit shy of the track. And that will be the 2nd out of this top of the 6th inning.
Number 6, Connor Morrow.
Connor Morrow, the 2nd baseman for Guelph. He'll get his 3rd at bat here. 0 for 2. He grounded out to first base and flown out to center field. Been a busy afternoon defensively for Spencer Marcus in center field for the Barnstormers. Swing and a miss. Good movement on that pitch.
Just noticed they have a set of bleachers in the right field. I'm not sure if that's there just for a dog day event or whether they're going to add bleachers beyond the bullpen.
It's a good find. I'm just noticing that there too.
Well, it's sort of out of our sight line.
Yeah, Dog Days promotion, Bark in the Park, as people can bring their pooch here to Fergie Field. Enjoy that. Great promotions all season long here for the Barnstormers. 0-2 on Morrow. And a ground ball through to left field for a base hit, and that is the first hit of the afternoon for Cam O'Reilly. We've been avoid talking about that through the afternoon, but 5 2/3 no-hit baseball for Cam O'Reilly, finally broken up there by Connor Moreau as he just finds that hole between 3rd and short.
Yep, it's unfortunate, and he pitched very, very well, and hopefully he just gets right back on the pony and rides it out.
2nd time this season, he's gone 5+ innings of no-hit baseball for Cam O'Reilly, so he's had a special season. Bit of a bumpy start to the campaign, but he is rounded into form. Now this one sent the other way to right field. Long run, but catching up with it, making the catch on the run, Spencer Moran. 1 hit and nothing further. They leave 1 on base, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Fergie Jenkins Field. The Barnstormers way out in front, 9-1, and the Guelph Royals back in a moment with Canada Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
everybody. Welcome back to Barnstormers Live. I'm here with, what's her name again?
Andy.
Andy. Hi, Andy. Are you ready for your interview? Oh, so you seem to be a big baseball fan, Andy. How have you been enjoying the game so far? Really? Tell me more about that. All right, well, thank you very much, Andy. We're going to send it back to the boys in the booth now. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Back here at Fergie Jenkins Field, Trent Sillett will start off the bottom of the sixth for the Barnstormers. And a weak ground ball to second, a multi-hopper, and a 4-3 putout. One pitch and one away as Sillett is retired to start off this bottom of the sixth. And a 9-1 lead here for CK in front of another wonderful crowd here at Fergie Jenkins Field.
I was just thinking of that. I was looking out. I now know where people sit. And even in the grandstands where there's no assigned seating, they're always sitting in the same place. I just saw Dennis Makoletsky leave. He goes home and watches the last 3 innings.
Oh, very nice.
He lives behind the arena.
So he's here for 2/3 of the game. And
he goes home and watches the last 3.
So he beats the traffic.
Yes. Right through the walkway behind center right field.
It's an easy John home then.
Yep.
Big swing and a miss from Big Josh Williams. One out, nobody on here. Williams with his very first Barnstormer hit. His RBI single last time up. Now he takes a hold of one. Long drive to right center field. It is up, and it is off the wall. And a hard carob off the wall, and he's going to be fine with a long single, but a good smack there from Williams. Second straight single for him, so he is 2 for 3 with a walk. So he's been on the base paths 3 times this afternoon.
This much, Josh. This much.
Came close. Came very close to leaving the yard. He's at first base. Spencer Moran gets his 4th trip to the plate this afternoon. Swing and a miss. Good movement. Reese Montgomery. Spencer's been hit by a pitch twice in back-to-back at-bats in the second and the third, and last time up, he flew out the other way to left field. This one up the middle, and this one will be corralled in, and a double play. What a play there at the shortstop position to stay with that bouncing ball. Brandon LaRue able to turn 2 and end the 6th inning for the Barnstormers. So no runs across. For the first time since their first inning for Chatham-Kent, they take a 9-1 lead to inning number 7 here at Fergie Jenkins Field with our friends at Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Top of the 7th here at Fergie Jenkins Field. A big 9-1 lead for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers over the Guelph Royals. Just mere hours after the Royals had a 9-0 win in Guelph last night over CK. So the back end of a home and home. And first pitch is put outside. Garrett Takamatsu, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. And that one in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kenny Williams in for the Barnstormers. Cam O'Reilly with 6 innings of amazing baseball. What a great start for Williams. 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, a run, and 2 strikeouts in just 76 pitches. So had a no-hitter through 5 2/3. He leaves after 6, giving up just the 1. So
shot in the arm for the Barnstormers pitching staff.
Absolutely. So another great outing for today's starter, Cam O'Reilly. Kenny Williams in for the 7th inning. He's been pretty reliable this season out of the pen.
Yes, he can come in and throw strikes and does a good job with it. He's our public relations player. He's an easy guy to talk to.
Literally, he knows 3 languages.
3 languages, yeah.
He's an interpreter.
Mother's Japanese. He's from Washington State. He's been played a lot of baseball in many places.
3 balls and 2 strikes. He threw 23 pitches on Thursday up in Welland against the Jackfish. Takamatsu, Torres, and Garten this inning. Swing and a miss on a 3-2 count. Takamatsu strikes out. And a nice opening act here for Kenny Williams. That'll bring up Franklin Torres, the catcher, batting 5th in the lineup for Guelph.
Now batting number 44, Franklin Torres.
Torres 0 for 2. He struck out in the 2nd and grounded out last time up in the 5th. Thanks to everybody peering in this afternoon from all over. Lots of spots in North America, including, as this pitch is just a little bit low, including Pancora, Ontario. House I grew up in. My parents, Mike and Laura, watching this afternoon, and some international flavor. I have a cousin visiting from Omaha, Nebraska. So if she is watching, I'm not sure. Casey Carson from Omaha, Nebraska, via Pancora, Ontario. Watching in here this afternoon. There's a single to left field for Torres. So a 1-out single for Franklin Torres. He gets his first hit of the afternoon. Just the 2nd hit overall the entire afternoon for Guelph. I'll bring up Garten. He's officially 0 for 1. Grounded out to first in the 2nd inning, and then he was hit by a pitch last time up. This one catches the outside part of the plate. Good pitch by Williams. That's strike 1. Top 7, 9-1, Chatham-Kent with the lead. Looking to split this home and home here with Guelph. A swing and a miss. That one gets away from the catcher, Kemble, but he's able to retrieve it in good time. Three other games going on in the IBL that we'll keep an eye on too, Ed.
Yep, there's some significant games being played there regarding the Barnstormer and their position in the league.
Welland's up on Kitchener right now. There's a ground ball through the hole underneath the first baseman Sillett's glove into right field. And Garten has himself his first hit this afternoon. So back-to-back singles. Torres and Garten. So 2 on and 1 out here for the Guelph Royals. Trying to put something together here, down 9-1 in this top of the 7th inning. Kimball's out there to have a chat with Williams. 8-4, Welland with the lead in Kitchener. And last check, the Toronto Maple Leafs club up at Christie Pitts. They have a 2-0 lead on the London Majors. And Brantford helping out the Barnstormers. They have a 5-0 lead on Hamilton. So the Barnstormers and Hamilton in a dead heat for the 5th position in the IBL coming into this afternoon. That would be a nice help with a Red Sox win this afternoon. And of course, if CK is able to hang on here. After the chat, Williams able to pump in a strike. Kenny Williams on in this 7th inning on the mound for the Barnstormers. Next pitch low. In the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike.
For the people from Chatham-Kent area, it's still good to see the amount of local flavor on the Barnstormers. I was just thinking about the Greg Kemble, although he's listed as from Corunna or Sarnia. He's a Chatham minor baseball product, as well as his dad, who played here. And we have quite a mix of local Chatham baseball players on the Barnstormer roster.
Williams able to get the call on the outside part of the plate there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ethan Hammond, the right fielder. Evan Ash on deck. Williams ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. He gets the call after about a half-second consideration from the home plate umpire. He rings him up. So a strikeout of Hammond. And that's 2 outs here in the 7th inning. That will bring up Evan Ash. 4th strikeout of the afternoon for Chatham-Kent pitchers. 2nd for Williams. And 2 for the starter O'Reilly. There's your math corner lesson for this afternoon. 2 and 2 is 4.
We'll leave it at that.
That's right. That's the
no more needed.
That's the
Sunday.
Hey, you're the teacher.
Never math, I guarantee you that.
Summer school Sundays up here in the broadcast booth. 0-1 on Evan Ash, a designated hitter for Guelph this afternoon. Pitch from Williams trails low and outside. Back at second briefly from Williams, and now this one, slider goes inside and low. Falls behind 2 balls and 1 strike. Getting a piece of it and fouling it back is Ash. That will even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Sort of looking, you got talking about math teachers. I'm looking for my good friend John Slaughter, who is a Barnstormer friend, and he and I started teaching together. He was taught math at CCI. He's been doing a lot of games this year.
Nice pitch, strike 3 called, and out of the inning gets Kenny Williams. He strikes out the side, 3 Ks, and a couple of singles sandwiched in there too, with 2 men left on, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. A 9-1 Chatham-Kent lead on Guelph. You're watching Barnstormers Baseball, presented by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Who's that? Who's that? Yeah. Doing a good job. There we go. All right, everybody, welcome back to Barnstormers Live. Today for Bark in the Park here at Fergie Jenkins Field, I'm interviewing Juno. Hello, Juno. It's nice to meet you. All right, well, how are you enjoying the game so far, huh? You've been getting lots of good views in? Do you got any players that you think might be your favorite? I don't think she likes any of the players. All right, well, thank you very much, Juno, for this wonderful interview. And we're going to send it back to the boys in the booth now.
Back to Fergie Jenkins Field. Mike Renier along with Ed Myers and the rest of the crew here above playing surface on Tweedsmuir here in Chatham. Great afternoon for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Bottom 7 and a 9-1 lead over the Guelph Royals. Sadler Goodwin steps in. The 8-9-1 hitters for Chatham-Kent. Takes the first pitch in for a strike. Reese Montgomery, who's eating up lots of innings here this afternoon. And this one inside and low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Just 2 1/3 from the starter Hector Yan for the Royals. And since that 3rd inning, it's been Montgomery on the bump. Next one is sky to left field. This one trailing foul, but not by much, as it lands about 2 or 3 feet on the other side of the chalk.
In no man's land,
yeah.
Right?
That would have been probably a double without even trying.
Yeah.
Good debut here for Sadler Goodwin, playing his first game as a Barnstormer. He singled his last time up. And now takes it inside. That was off the bat, I do believe. So
we're not hearing that. Yeah, that's 2 that you can't hear it hit the bat.
So the 1 ball and 2 strikes as Montgomery has the edge on Goodwin. Greg Kemble on deck. This one fouled right to our right. Stays alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
See another familiar face sitting in the bleachers, George Sims. He's their town crier.
Longtime teacher.
Yeah.
And long-time town crier as well.
Yes, I was just at an event with him on Thursday, the Hall of Fame event. He opened the evening. Got all his Barnstormer stuff on.
Fantastic human being.
Very involved in the community. Always has been.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Sadler Goodwin. He leads off this bottom of the 7th here for CK, and a big lead at 9-1. 2-2 pitch inside and low. It fills up the count. Out of town in the major leagues, Blue Jays at Skydome have a 7-1 lead on the Texas Rangers top 7. And Ed Myers, Detroit Tigers, they're getting shut out right now. Oh my goodness, at Comerica Park.
3-0, but who cares?
Oh, I see how it works. There's a swing and a miss as Goodwin strikes out to begin the bottom of the 7th. So I see when the Tigers are winning, it's plan the parade down Woodward.
I'll trade them all now between now and Tuesday.
Now, before the game, you said they're only 5 games out of a playoff spot. Yeah. But now you're saying let's start the fire sale, get rid of Scooble.
Yeah.
They've only got 1 hit this afternoon, by the way, too.
That's right. My daughter and grandsons are at that game, and they'll be disappointed.
Beautiful day for baseball around here.
They also are Tiger fans, in case you were wondering.
I don't think you would have allowed anything else.
No food for you.
Go find somebody else who'll feed you supper if you're going to root for anybody else. Runs a tight ship, Ed Myers. I don't think Diane would have allowed that to be quite that.
No, probably not.
Pitch misses just a little bit inside. 2 balls and 1 strike on Greg Kemble. As the Barnstormers catcher has walked twice this afternoon, one of those with the bases loaded. It has a 2-1 count here. This one catches the inside part of the plate. Lots of movement there, and a 2-2 count. Brandon Dean's warming up in the pen. And a swing and a foul tip, getting a little bit of the bat on it was Kemble. Dean's warming up for the Guelph Royals. After a busy afternoon, a long afternoon here for Reese Montgomery, 2nd pitcher of the afternoon. He's been in since the 3rd inning. Here's the 2-2 and a bouncer up the middle of the diamond. 2 hops to second base, fired on to first. And a 4-3 putout, tamed by Morrow. And 2 outs here. Bottom of the 7th. That will bring up back to the top of the order in Spencer Marcus.
Yep. 91. That's Dean's, isn't it? 91.
91's Dean's. Yeah, he's warming up for Guelph. Spencer Marcus now up for the Barnstormers. This is his 5th time at the plate. Came into the last at-bat 0 for 3, but he ended that drought with a long home run and a 3-run shot his last time up. That really put an exclamation mark on this game. Made it 9-1. That 3-run shot by Marcus takes one on the outside corner. And I think Montgomery got a gift call there. That looked to be a fair bit outside, but gets the call. And 1-1 is the count. This one, obviously outside and low. You always have some mocking. You always have some mocking here in the stands at Fergie Jenkins Field. Mostly good natured. Here's the 2-1 and a bouncer to short, 2 hops. And on to first. Does he beat it out? No, not quite. A half a step. They got him on a 6-3 putout. And that's going to be a 3 up, 3 downer here in the 7th inning. We've played 7 complete here at Fergie Jenkins Field. 9-1. Chatham-Kent continues to be on top with Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Top of the 8 here at Fergie Jenkins Field, and Ashton Patterson leads off for the Guelph Royals. Top 8, 9-1 lead here for Chatham-Kent. 9-1 and 2 batters for Guelph. Swing and a miss. Kenny Williams remains out there for the Barnstormers. 6 amazing innings from your starter, Cam O'Reilly. And Williams with an efficient 7th. Back out here for the 8th. Just misses the mark there at an 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Patterson, LaRue, and Morrow due up for Guelph here in the 8th. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Nice pitch, but somehow misses the mark. I thought that was a slider that caught a significant part of the plate, but didn't get the call. Try it again, 2-2. This one skied to right, fairly deep and over towards the foul line. It's in foul territory.
I think it went over the fence. It's hard to see from where we sit. It hit the top of the fence, it looks like now.
Good speed and good effort there for Spencer Morin to get all the way over there, but
he was in foul territory by maybe 4 or 5 feet. But the right field fence goes acutely from the flagpole to the the major part of the fence.
Ground ball to first. Here's a foot race. That will be won by Trent Sillett. He'll record the out. And that's how the top of the 8th starts off. Back to the top of the order for Brandon LaRue, the shortstop for the Royals this afternoon. 3 flyouts and a pop out for LaRue this afternoon. He's flown out to center and right, and in between a pop out to shortstop. 0 for 3 for the leadoff hitter for Guelph. There's a first pitch strike from Williams. Only 3 hits overall in this entire game for Guelph. And none until the 6th inning. Now time is called. Another pitch that was very close, didn't get the call. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's one that catches the inside or the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Next up for Chatham-Kent, they'll be on the road in Brantford on Friday. That will kick off a very busy stretch of baseball for the Barnstormers. And 1-2 is outside at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Friday night, they'll be in Brantford. And then they'll come back home on Saturday to welcome in Toronto. 7:05 game on Saturday. And now a chopper, multi-hopper to short. Nice play by Goodwin. That is a beauty play by the new shortstop for the Barnstormers, Sadler Goodwin. He's clicking right at home there at shortstop. Making an impression here. But a busy weekend next weekend for the Barnstormers. Next here on Saturday night, as Toronto will be in town, 7:05 here at Fergie Jenkins Field. CKBarnstormers.com. Tickets, schedule information, team information, it's all there at CKBarnstormers.com. And make sure you follow them on all the socials as well.
We also have that unusual resumption of the suspended game on Sunday against London.
There's a ground ball to Seth Strong at the hot corner at third. Long throw over, and a 5-3 put out. Will end the top of the 8th. Bottom 8 we go, and a 9-1 lead for Chatham-Kent over Guelph. You're watching Barnstormer Baseball with Ken and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Savannah, and she's Havanese.
All right.
4 years old.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Barnstormers Live. Today I'm introducing to you Havana for Bark in the Park here at Fergie Jenkins Field. How are you feeling today, Havana? Wow, really? So I hear that you are 4 years old. Look at that coat. You're wonderful. You're aging great. So, do you like baseball? You've been enjoying the game so far? Really? All right. Well, thank you very much, Havana. This has been a great interview, and we're going to send it back to the boys in the booth now.
Bye-bye.
here at Fergie Jenkins Field. And Anthony Pollowick will lead things off for the Barnstormers. First pitch high for ball one, a 9-1 lead for Chatham-Kent over the Guelph Royals. Been a great afternoon. And this one outside. Ball two. New pitcher here for the Guelph Royals is Brandon Deans. He is the third pitcher for Guelph this afternoon. This is his 12th appearance on the season. Outside this next pitch, 3-0. Comes in with an even ERA of 6, 15 innings pitched. He has struck out 24, but he's also walked 12 and gets his strike there on the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike on Pollowick. Working pretty quickly is Deans. This one fouled off.
Strikeout an inning is a pretty good stat. They've always looked for that. If you could strike out a batter for every inning you pitch, that's pretty good data.
3-2 pitch, and he gets another strikeout there. He comes all the way back from 3-0 and catches the inside part of the plate, so Pollowick down on strikes. Good comeback there for Deans, Brandon Deans. Seth Strong coming up here for his 5th at-bat on the afternoon.
Seth obviously is a great hitter, but he's just as good an infielder. We watch him. I keep referring to money in the bank when you hit a ground ball to him. Fields things cleanly, always makes a good throw. It's just like going to work, right? Here it is.
He's a great worker. He's got a fantastic attitude and a guy to talk to. Good to have him on the team for this first ever year of Barnstormer baseball. Seth Strong, he's added on to his home run total, 14th of the season earlier on in this game. He's homered, he's walked. He's behind 0-2 here, and now here's a ground ball. This will be just foul. Outside the line at first. Garden trying to dive for it. Foul ball, so it remains no balls and 2 strikes on Seth Strong with Braxton Haggith on deck. This one, a little bit in on the hands. He pops this one up in the infield at second base. And camping under it, making the catch is Connor Morrow. And Strong retired. 2 out now in the bottom of the 8th.
Number 23, Braxton Haggith.
And Braxton Haggith will try and keep this going here for the Barnstormers.
Still not sure what happened on that infield fly call at second base earlier in the game. It's not often you see infield fly called and then the second baseman missed the fly ball.
That one hit the catcher, that foul ball. And some significant pain now for the catcher, Franklin Torres. He is down, and he is hurt. Training staff now coming out. I think he was hit earlier in the game, too, and he waved off any training staff to join him, but that's the second time he got smoked by a foul ball in an unprotected area. It's been a tough day at the office here for Franklin Torres, and now he is able to get up. Trying to walk this one off.
I hope it's not an unprotected area. I don't think he would have been up and walking it off.
No, it's probably the thigh or something.
Yes.
But Torres now able to spring up, but he's all right. Nice hand from the crowd here at Fergie Jenkins Field. So with your explanation of the infield fly rule earlier, your buddy Ian McFinn in Scotland said he's less confused. He appreciated the explanation, so less confused, not totally totally sure about it.
Most people watch baseball their whole life aren't sure of the infield fly rule.
We're apparently big in Scotland. We're big in Scotland because Ian's now saying his buddy Neil is tuning in from Scotland as well.
Well, we've doubled our fan base in Scotland.
We'll put that on our resumes. We're big in Scotland. Yeah. There's a shot the other way down the left field line, a base hit for Haggith. He's trying to stretch this into a double and not in time to throw at second base. And Braxton Haggith has a 2-out double, his second hit of the afternoon.
just talking to Dan in between pitches there, and we're informing me of an old term, tools of ignorance, for a catcher, and that's pretty accurate because I told the story about the guy that used to catch for the old St. Louis Browns, Clint Scrap Iron Courtney, and he was just always getting hurt catching. And you got a mask, and you still get hit.
Just a magnet sometimes for injuries. It's Trent Sillett now for the Barnstormers, first baseman this afternoon. He has been on base 3 times without the aid of a hit. He's walked twice, and he's been plunked by a pitch once.
He was on 3 innings in a row, second, third, and fourth inning.
That's right. And that one, he could not check his swing, couldn't hold up. And quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes on Sillett. Josh Williams waiting on deck, hopefully to get a chance before the end of this 8th inning. 9-1 Barnstormers. Pitch in the dirt. Been a sound performance by everyone here for the Barnstormers this afternoon. Big hits, great pitching, fantastic pitching for Chatham-Kent. Here's the 1-2, and Sillett once again will foul this back. And it will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cam O'Reilly, 6 innings of 1-hit baseball. And Cam O'Reilly's come in for a couple of innings. He's only given up a couple of hits, so out of the pen, he's pitched wonderfully. And the offense has done their job from top to bottom. Here's the 1-2, once again off the end of the bat, fouled off by Sillett.
You said earlier, I think it's really good news for the Barnstormers is that they can sort out their pitching and find out who are their starters if they get into the playoffs. They're certainly hoping they do. But there's been a lot of sorting out for the entire year with pitching staff.
Nice to see them get some success. This one outside and low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But that's the one thing that we were seeing the biggest improvement on is the starting pitching and the bullpen coming around too.
Yeah, for sure. That improved the most over the season.
2-2 is outside, ball 3, so this fills up the count to Trent Sillett. Williams on deck. Every Barnstormer has been on base at least once. A team effort through and through. Here's the 3-2, strike 3 called. Just a sliver of the outside part of the plate. Sillett doesn't agree with the call, but he strolls back to the dugout. We have played 8 complete here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Barnstormers trying to wrap it up in the 9th. A 9-1 lead on Guelph. Back in a moment with Ken and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
People maybe have heard of or they've seen it in a movie where the funeral, the gathering is right at the home. Or it's on the farm, it's in the backyard or something. And so some people would be hesitant to ask, maybe think that you're not allowed or there's laws involved. Of course you could do this at home, and we can help you do it.
Top of the ninth here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Mike Renier along with Ed Myers. Wes and Brad McDonald, your producers again this afternoon. Dan Dominguez, your statistician. It's been a great all-around afternoon. 9-1 lead for the Barnstormers as we go into the top of the ninth. And the third pitcher of the afternoon for the Barnstormers. We're used to seeing him as a starter, but he's coming in as mop-up duty here and trying to finish this one out. Aiden Ryan gets the duty here in the ninth inning.
I don't think they play again until Friday, do they?
You're right.
Probably getting him some a little bit of work.
Friday in Brantford is next for the Barnstormers, so a bit of a break. Then they've got a busy week starting on Friday. Ryan's first pitch misses the mark. 1 ball and no strikes on J.D. Williams. Williams, Takamatsu, and Torres in the ninth for Guelph. Ryan misses inside, 2 balls and no strikes. So they play Friday on the road, Saturday, Sunday here at home, Monday in London. It is a busy time next weekend for the Barnstormers. Swing and a miss.
You look at us about a week from Monday, and we're going to be in the final leg of the schedule.
There's a swing and a miss. Nice heat there from Ryan. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And then next Tuesday, so that following day, they're in Guelph. So they play Tuesday on the road too.
It's 5.
Yeah.
5 in a row.
In a row. Here's a chopper to short. 6-3 putouts. There's Sadler Goodwin again in his debut.
Looks like he's done that once or twice before.
Just
looks pretty smooth fielding.
Very slick out there. Sadler Goodwin making his debut for the Barnstormers. Shortstop this afternoon. 1 up and 1 down. Sawyer Pace playing second base defensively here in the ninth inning for the Barnstormers. And today, there's a fly ball to center field. And this will be out number 2 as that one is hauled in by Spencer Moran. 1 win away from a victory for the Barnstormers. And starting today, we're going to talk magic number. We're going to talk magic number with a win, 1 more out. The Barnstormers' magic number will be 6 to clinch a playoff spot.
Any combination of wins and the next team's
down there.
loss.
So it's Brantford so Brantford's out of the playoffs right now. So Kitchener's in 8th. Kitchener and Toronto were tied for that final playoff spot. And right now, the Barnstormers are 3 games clear of those 2 teams. So Toronto, Kitchener, Brantford, watching all of those teams. So yeah, the magic number for the Barnstormers would be 6 if they get this final out here.
Our second baseman, by the way, is a call-up from Windsor Selects.
Sawyer Pace, yeah.
22, a U22 player.
There's one up the middle. This is going to keep this ball game going. And a 2-out single for Franklin Torres. That will bring up Josh Garden to try and keep the game alive here for the Guelph Royals. 9-1 Chatham-Kent with the lead. 1 more out to go here. Last check, Brantford leads Hamilton 5-0. Barnstormers and Hamilton Cardinals tied for 5th place coming into the afternoon. So Stormers would love to have a 1-game lead on 5th, and now this is skied into right field by Garten, and the Barnstormers win on this Sunday afternoon. And RIP to Josh Garten's bat as he breaks it over his right leg and is now firewood. The Barnstormers with a big 9-1 win over the Guelph Royals, avenging their 9-0 loss in Guelph last night, and a big win for Chatham-Kent. They're back in the win column, and you got pretty much everything in this game, Ed. You got some great timely hitting. The pitching was immaculate, and the defense on point.
It's a great ball game. Of course, we can say that because we're on the winning end, and last night we're on the losing end of a 9-0. But if you are a Chatham-Kent fan and you're sitting in the stands today, it was a very satisfying game. We had a combination of solid pitching, timely hitting, great fielding, and it's 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, and the game was played in timely fashion, and Mike's has been open for 4 minutes.
Mike's Place is now open. Normally you can watch us over there at Mike's Place. They'll have the games on, but they didn't open until 4 o'clock this afternoon. So maybe you got 3 or 4 minutes of the broadcast after they opened. So a big win for Chatham-Kent, 9-1 over the Guelph Royals, and with the win, the Barnstormers could have sole possession of 5th place back. We'll keep an eye and see how Hamilton fares. They're down 5-0 to Brantford in Hamilton. So with the Brantford win, the Barnstormers would retain sole possession of 5th place. As we go down to Gemma, she's down with us level in front of the pitcher's mound.
I'm Gemma Gascoigne, hanging out with our players of the game, Cameron O'Reilly. Let's hear it for him, guys! What's going through your mind right now after that big win, especially when you guys went through this weekend?
I'm not done yet.
You got to keep going, and I gotta say, you've been amazing, especially with pitching, only 1 run, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched. Tell me, what do you love about being a part of the Barnstormers and seeing all your fans here?
Love the support from the fans. It's been a great time. We're going to keep it going.
I like the endurance of this team, and also for the fans too, braving that huge vitamin D that we have here as well. We want to give a big shout out to the home runs of this game as well by Spencer and Seth as well. A huge 3rd inning and 4th inning. Tell me how exhausted but happy are you to be done with the win today?
Yeah, definitely going to be nice getting the air conditioning, and it's been a good time.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to on the stream or at home? Who supports you the most, would you say, hon?
Shout out to my mom and dad and everyone back home, and my catcher, great gentleman.
Well, congratulations on that awesome win today.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for broadcasting here. I'm Gemma, and hope to see you at the next game, guys. All right, let's hear it for the Barnstormers.
All right, thanks, Gemma. And again, Cam O'Reilly, what an amazing performance. Player of the game this afternoon for the Barnstormers. 6 innings, giving up just the 1 base hit. He had a no-no going for 5 2/3, and he looks to be really in fine form. He's now hitting all of his spots.
I think you got to give him a lot of credit, because obviously he's been working on his delivery from his initial outings with the Barnstormers. He's corrected a lot of problems he had with his delivery, where he was having trouble throwing strikes consistently, and has made the correction and has bounced back in a very strong way, and just what the Barnstormers need looking at the end of the schedule is a strong left-handed starting pitcher.
Big 9-1 win for the Barnstormers. We will take a break and be back in just a moment. A 9-1. We're coming back, I do believe, though, for one final thing. Yeah, okay, we'll come back. We'll come back in just a moment here to wrap it up from Fergie Jenkins Field. A 9-1 win for the Barnstormers. Back in a moment with a win. And we'll look ahead to the future with Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Every family, every asset, every business we insure is a chapter in our story. We listen with open hearts, understanding that behind every insurance policy is a unique narrative. It's not just about numbers, it's about your dreams, your aspirations, your life. We take over your risks so you can live life to the fullest. Because we're not just some insurance people behind a desk, we are part of a community that has your back.
Anyway, are we?
We're back here, post-game show with the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Mike Renier along with Ed Myers, and what a great day of baseball here. Not only just the weather, the crowd was immaculate, but the Barnstormers just had all facets of the game working at a 9-1 win over a very good team in Guelph.
Yeah, Guelph is one of the top tier teams in the IBL. They got out to a really good start this year. We're hovering around first place at the beginning, and now are still in the upper echelon. They defeated us last night 9-0, and we were able to turn the corners, the table on them today. And we came out with a solid effort of both pitching, hitting, fielding, and the fans have left the stadium feeling very satisfied. They watched a good afternoon of baseball.
Now, it might be a little bit too much of a dream to think we'll catch Guelph for fourth place, but we do get a game that we gained on Guelph, as we are now 3 games behind Guelph for fourth place. But the Royals have 4 games in hand on us because they still have a bunch of rainouts that they haven't made up yet.
They'll be playing between now and the end of the schedule nonstop because we don't have that many weeks, about 2.5, I think, before the season comes to a halt and the playoffs begin. So they have a lot of games to make up.
So at the last check, Hamilton losing to Brantford 5-0. That's still going on, but Brantford with a big lead on Hamilton. So by the end of the day, the Barnstormers could be back alone in 5th place in the IBL. Busy weekend next weekend for the Barnstormers. They play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but they're off until Friday. Our next broadcast, Chris McLeod will be right in this chair against with Ed Myers on Saturday. Toronto in town, 7:05 here at Fergie Jenkins Field. So love to have you here at Fergie Jenkins Field next weekend to cheer on the Barnstormers. On behalf of a lot of people we have to thank here, Wes and Brad McDonald, your producers, great as always. Dan Dominguez, our statistician. Gemma Gascoigne filling in for Peter Cobb on field level, doing a wonderful job. He is Ed Myers. My name is Mike Renier. One final time on this beautiful Sunday afternoon here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Your final score, the Barnstormers 9 and the Royals 1.